Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Fantasy and Frames Mocking After Dark. I am Chris Battistel, and you can find me at FFCrispy on Twitter. And with me is Gator J, which you can find at FantasyJ77 on Twitter. Jay, it is snowing up here in Canada in the beginning of May. You're a Florida guy. Just tease me. What's the weather like in Florida right now?
Sunny and 75.
I'm so jealous, man. I'm so jealous.
Man, it has been an awesome day. Y'all just had a phenomenal best ball show. Hosting that, I just want to ask you, we're going to get this draft started here very, very shortly. Everybody in the chat, hopefully, that is on the draft, we'll get your comments going as well. But I want to ask you, how was your first best ball experience on Underdog? I know you don't have it in Canada.
Yeah.
You just threw one down. I know you had a blast doing it.
I was with the consummate professional in Stacy. She held my hand through the process. So I was excited to see her strategy and entering best balls and what she likes to attack position wise and stacking wise and whatnot. Now, her and Stephanie's birthday this Sunday. Her and Stephanie Miller have the Best Ball Mania show coming live here, where they're going to be they're drafting, I believe, a live Best Ball Mania draft on the Underdog Fantasy app. Anthony Richardson, 101.
Ooh.
Jorge with the fire. I
Whoa.
love it. Way to go.
This is a Superflex tight end premium, and Jorge Edwards, CEO, founder of Fantasy and Frame, stays on brand and goes Anthony Richardson, 101.
101. Jay, I think you have it set as a single QB. Just a heads up.
Do I? All right. Well, we're definitely doing Superflex. Let me get over here and I will change that right now. I do. Okay, so it is saved. We'll change it right now. It is done. We are doing Superflex.
Yeah.
So
Jorge,
Jorge,
a couple of these last night. Bijan Robinson was the 101 in both of them.
yeah.
Tonight, Jorge drops the hammer.
Wow, I wish I had the
102.
102. I wish I had the 102 at this point.
Making it easy for me. He's making it easy for me. I like it. Bijan Robinson, 102. Is that considered value there at the 102, considering he's been the consensus 101?
I mean, I guess it has to be, right? Because I mean, he's the 101. I mean, he's getting drafted at peak value at the 101, and if you get him at 102, I guess there's only one. I guess there's a spot you can move him, right?
I mean, I haven't seen him fall past the 102. This is the first time I've really seen Anthony Richardson go with the 101, followed with Bryce Young, Jahmyr Gibbs. I know Stacy was probably sour there with the 1-5, not getting Jahmyr Gibbs, but she went CJ Stroud, another solid pick. But Richardson 101, man, that's bold move.
It's a stunner. It's a stunner for sure. And that, you know what, that's Jorge on brand. Not saying that Anthony Richardson is his guy, but the shock value. That's what Jorge is about. Jorge is about shock value. And I'm surprised he did not go Will Levis at this point with him taking Anthony Richardson.
Ultimate shock value would be Will Levis there.
Yeah, no, playing 100% playing. Anthony Richardson at 101. I can't hate it, except that Bijan, the landing spot that Bijan got in Atlanta, and I know our very own Keith Fleming, as an Atlanta fan, hates it because of the Atlanta, NFL side of things. But in fantasy, Bijan in Atlanta is absolutely phenomenal. It's a run-first offense. Like I said to you last night, 400 and something attempts on the ground, and you're still going to get a little bit of Tyler Algier in it as well. Yeah. So don't hate it. Don't hate Anthony Richardson 101, but Bijan, like you said, is got to be a value or considered a value at 102 at that point.
Oh, yeah. I'll save my Anthony Richardson rant for tomorrow on Fourth and Frames with Rhett and Drew. Special guest Jason Snyder from Dynasty Nerds. So 9 Eastern, make sure you're watching that and you get in live on that. We had another surprise pick, Dalton Kincaid with the 1-6. Joey Ninetoes stated in the sleeper chat that it was the tight end premium that pushed him to select Dalton Kincaid up there in the 1-6. My only worry with picking that, and I know it's your pick here, Gator, my only worry with Kincaid at the 1-6 is that Buffalo hasn't really produced the high-end tight end, and you're drafting him ahead of some of these guys to be that high-end tight end.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I can take him ahead of JSN, especially.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna put out a short within the next probably 3 to 4 days on why JSN. I would consider JSN ahead of not only Bryce Young, but also Jahmyr Gibbs. So wait for that. That's coming out. That will be out on Fourth and Frames, or I'm sorry, on Fantasy and Frames YouTube. But my pick right here is got to be my guy, Zay Flowers.
That's a good value.
And I mean, I think you're getting value at 112. He's going to quickly become the wide receiver one, especially in Dynasty for the Baltimore Ravens. This year, maybe he'll be wide receiver 2, but next year, with OBJ walking next year, he will definitely be the wide receiver 1 over Bateman, in my opinion.
Yeah, plus those 2 guys ahead of him that you just talked about, Bateman and OBJ, both can't stay healthy. Yeah. OBJ's been reported that he doesn't have an ACL in his one leg. So what are the chances that he finishes the whole season? We know Bateman's already struggled with injury problems. What are the chances that he finishes the whole season? So Zay Flowers could be thrust into a position early in his career to be that wide receiver 1. He's had guys like Phil Jerkovich passing to him in Boston College, and he's been able to produce with Phil. So he's going to be able to produce with Lamar Jackson as the QB1 there. Followed by your Flowers pick, Jorge follows it up with Sammy Laporta, Detroit. Love the pick there. Talked about it with Stacy on the Best Ball Show. What's your take with Laporta?
Well, first of all, but before you go to Laporta, I am absolutely surprised because we just had this exact scenario with Jorge in our Fantasy and Frames league where he had, I believe it was 212, 301, traded to get also the 211. So he had 211, 212, 301, and he went running back.
It was 112.
Was it 112? Okay, so it was
112, 201.
Okay. So it was the turn, and he had basically the whole turn, and he went running back.
Yeah.
One of those running backs was Charbonnet.
Yep.
And I'm surprised he didn't go Charbonnet at 2-1 right there. But as far as Sam Laporta, I think he's going to be the best tight end. 2 years from now, he will be the best tight end in this class.
Yeah, I dig it. Good situation. We've seen Detroit make chicken salad out of chicken shit with the tight ends that they had after TJ Hawkinson left. Brock Wright was a guy who came to be a producer in that offense. Sam Laporta is a better receiving tight end than Brock Wright. He's a guy that's not going to be able to mix it up in the trenches. He's going to block. So he's going to earn that playing time for the Detroit Lions, which is ultimately going to turn into fantasy production.
I don't think they care that the tight end can't block or doesn't block. I don't think they do.
I think that might have been some of the reason why they shipped out TJ Hawkinson, because TJ Hawkinson was a garbage blocker.
So are they? Oh, so you think that just what you just said right there tells me that you think that the Lions are going to a 2 tight end set with a blocking tight end and Sam Laporta.
Yep, I could see it.
With all the other weapons they have on the outside.
At least for the first 6 weeks while Jam was out.
I hear you. Well, we had Josh Downs, Zach Charbonnet, Roschon Johnson, who just seems to be creeping up the board, and there is no Jamie tonight. So Roschon Johnson creeping up the board, Michael Mayer, Will Levis, the fourth quarterback taken at the 2-6. Rashid Rice, your guy. Tank Bigsby, who I think is going to have a hell of an opportunity in Jacksonville. Mingo, and then Hooker just went off the board there at the 209. Again, this is Superflex, so not surprising that the quarterbacks are going early, but that is just dropping a lot. Oh, my goodness. No, this is all because of last night. I guarantee you this is because of Chris Battistel last night. Keyshawn Butte at the 211 is just an insane number. There's no value at all. You're just drafting him at his ceiling, right?
Yeah, pretty much, I would say. And the line last night was, "It ain't your beauty, it's your booty." And seeing him at the 211 is only more promising for all my Devi shares that I owned of Keyshawn Boutte. So 211. Yesterday he was going around mid-third, which I'm fine with taking him mid-third in that situation with New England. 211, like you said, is taking him out of ceiling. But I got a question for you. I'll wait till after your pick if you want to get into who you're picking.
Go right ahead. I've got my pick figured out right here at the 212. I think I'm getting great value with this pick. So you've got a minute. Go ahead.
It is super flex, and with that, and the news that the Detroit Lions might be extending or considering extending Jared Goff, are you taking a shot with Hendon Hooker in the second round, or are you just pushing him back to the third? Because his opportunity to play first year, obviously he's not going to play, but if they extend Jared Goff, for me at least, I would rather grab a high upside positional player in that spot over a Hendon Hooker.
No, I 100% agree, because I really thought that, and of course now the deal's not done yet, but just the information coming out that they have been talking about doing a deal is interesting. I think I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I think Jared's numbers this year and then next year are the they're not not necessarily not tradable, but they're not releasable.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's too much money on the book this year and next year to release him. And I don't know if that has anything to do with the contract extension. Maybe they try to push money out, whatever that case is. The whole Hendon Hooker, I mean, trying to get him into the system at his age. Here's the funny part: is Hendon Hooker is only like a year and a half, 2 years younger than what Jared Goff is.
Yeah.
Right. So, and I know age doesn't mean anything, Tom Brady, but some people it does. And to me, it does. It means something. I look older than Tom Brady, and Tom Brady's like 4 years younger than I am. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Age is a factor, and especially when it comes to playing football, and especially when it comes to playing football at quarterback. More so for injuries, I guess. But so to answer your question, yes, I'm pushing Hendon Hooker down the board. I already had a third round draft grade on him.
Yeah.
As far as in rookie draft. So if I was getting him in that 3.2 to 3.6 range, I would be smashing give me that.
Yeah, take the value at that point with the super flex.
Right. And even now, until the deal is done, that I know Jared Goff's going to be there for 3 years, I'm still okay with taking Hendon Hooker in that 3.2 to 3.6 range. The issue is going to be when Jared Goff signs for 4 years or 3 years.
Yeah.
And now we're talking about Hendon Hooker hasn't seen the field, and he's 27, 28, 29 years old. Now he's a 5th round draft pick.
Yeah. Yeah. And at that point, it's just a sunken cost, right?
Absolutely.
Pick that early.
Yeah.
But you pick Spears in the 212, which I dig the value there. Jorge followed up, absolutely sniped me and smashed Jalen Hyatt. I felt that one, but I followed up with Jaden Reed, my guy. We all know Jaden Reed is a guy that I was high on pre-draft. He got the draft capital with the original draft grade of being a day 3, 4 to 5 round, 4 to 5th round NFL draft pick. Him going up to that second round is obviously going to pull vault his value, but I've been seeing him go in that 3rd round, which I'm excited to grab him at, especially above guys like Keyshawn Boutte, Hendon Hooker there, Jonathan Mingo. I'm happy with picking Jaden Reed above all those guys. Jalen Hyatt's the kind of guy that's been growing on me. So him in the third as well, with the potential of him to be that wide receiver one for the Giants, I think is great value in the third. Marvin Mims after Jaden Reed, Chase Brown.
Chris Brown.
Chris Brown. That's right. My apologies. Israel Abanikanda at the 3.5. Luke Musgrave. Izzy's been one of the biggest fallers in rookie drafts post-draft. Luke Musgrave, the first tight end drafted by the Green Bay Packers. Zach Evans, a guy who's been climbing up slowly through drafts. I think he started off as a fourth right after the NFL draft. When we were jumping in mocks, he was ended up in that fourth round range. He's slowly making his way up draft boards. Is Zach Evans a guy that you are making a priority in your rookie drafts?
I mean, I don't
five-star athlete, right? The talent's there.
The talent's there, but I mean, he's sitting there behind, the I don't know how you would say it, the Achilles phenom, I guess. And of course, then it's the Rams. So it's like I don't know if I want any part of that offense other than Cooper Kupp out of that offense. Truly, truly do not want any part of that offense. When it comes to fantasy, got to give my boy Zach is in here, picking at the 208. Love the pick of Darnell Washington there.
Yep.
Our boy Monty's in the building tonight with Tank Dell. I think he's the one that picked Butte at 211 as well, so we can't give him too much credit. But Monty's in the building. So I'm on the clock here. I want to go back since I've got a minute. So I want to go back and I want to ask you about Hyatt.
Yeah,
I love him in this, I guess maybe the mid third, but going this early 3-1 seems a little bit high to me. Just to start with, but I don't hate it. If you man, I don't even know how to say it, but it's like Jalen Hyatt at 3 in the third round, early third, just seems a hair much.
Just a maybe tad early, but I'm comfortable picking him before Chris Brown, Izzy Abanikanda, even Marvin Mims. I'm comfortable with picking Hyatt above Marvin Mims. Marvin Mims might be the better prospect, athletic wise and receiver wise and whatnot. But if you look at the pathway to fantasy points for Marvin Mims, and you look at the pathway for Jalen Hyatt, I believe, has a better shot to produce either midseason or end of season than Marvin Mims does. Marvin Mims has got Judy, he's got Tim Patrick, he's got KJ Hamler, Courtland Sutton, all these guys. It's a loaded wide receiver room, and Russell Wilson's kind of taking a step back. So I'm okay with taking Hyatt. Jorge's lineup is kind of like a high upside. Parker Washington there. It's a high upside lineup.
It is straight upside. Straight upside. And if you're picking at the 101, I don't know if you want all upside like that, right?
Yeah.
I think that's like the 110, 111, 112 area that you want all the upside.
Yeah, where you're chasing it. Yeah.
You need solid picks at the 101, the 201, the 301, 401. So like the Bijan Robinson, the Michael Mayer, the even like a Zach Evans at that point. Just trying to pick somebody out of each round for that for that number one position. I don't mind the Parker Washington at 4 because at 4 you're the fourth round you're shooting upside, and I think everybody in the fourth round, especially with this draft, is going to be shooting upside.
Yeah.
So I just think at the first overall position, you're going to be wanting somebody that is going to put fantasy points on your board.
Agree, because that's the first 3 rounds is 3 top 25 rated rookies, right? So you're going to want guys that are going to be instant gratification in your lineup. It's not to say that Laporta's not going to have that instant situation there in Detroit. Same with Hyatt in New York. But at that one spot, I would like to secure that because most likely your team's in shambles. That you're picking at the one spot. I would
Yeah,
like
I
those
mean,
instant producers.
like you say, I mean, it's either in shambles. If you earned it, it's in shambles. If you
Yeah,
trade it up, absolutely, go get a rich.
sure. Yeah, by
You
the
know,
upside. Yeah,
buy that upside, absolutely. But if it's something that you earn because your team is not great, I would rather shoot. I would rather be safe. I would rather grab a Bijan Robinson or a Bryce Young or a CJ Stroud that would be that safe pick.
Mhm.
And all you need for them to do is to hit that 1 week, that second week, that third week, 4 weeks into the season. Now you're trading them for whatever you want to get out of them, to somebody that wants to be a contender or thinks they're going to be a contender. So, uh, I love the Stetson Bennett in the fourth round. By the way,
Yep.
that's just stupid.
I like
A.T.
it.
Perry, your lowest rated wide receiver out of what, 12, 13?
14.
14 wide
Yeah.
receivers you rated today on YouTube. Go check that short out. Chris threw his top 14 wide receivers out there, and A.T. Perry was the lowest rated wide receiver. I mean, it was actually a very good video, by the way. You looked a little bit different though in that video. Like you
No
looked like
hat.
you were,
Had
yeah,
my hair.
no hat. You had your hair going. It was kind of like, is this really Chris?
I was in a web seminar today, and the guy, I had no hat, and the guy's like, said the same thing. He's like, Chris, I've never seen you without a hat on, man.
Right?
I was like, yeah, no, I don't do it often. Special occasions, man.
Is that what it is? So the wide receiver rankings was definitely a special
Special
occasion.
occasion, special occasion. You gotta look proper.
Yeah, I don't like I don't mind the Wilson pick right here. There's gonna be the Michael Wilson. Michael Wilson is gonna get some play, I think. At the 4-11 or 4-3, I think he's gonna get some play. The
Mhm.
question mark in Arizona is going to be, at least for the first few weeks, the quarterback play, right?
Yeah. You don't know. We don't even know who's starting. Kyler Murray's been projected to be out at least 2-3 weeks. Is it gonna be Bluff or Blow, or however you say his last name? Is it
Blau,
gonna be is it Blau? Is it gonna be
Blau.
Blau? Is it gonna be Colt McCoy? Who's gonna be the starter there? And how does that affect wide receivers, especially rookie wide receivers? Because it's looking like Hopkins is staying there. You got Greg Dortch. And then it's pretty much wide open. They got rid of Chosen Anderson. Michael Wilson can be put into a spot to be able to produce fantasy wise. So in the fourth, I don't hate the pick. I just don't see him producing much early. But you're picking in the fourth. You're not looking for guys that are producing early. But he does.
Yeah,
Play.
I think this
I think he
Greg's
just likes the smell of it.
gonna. Oh well, I took the blow a completely different way, but okay, cool. Well, our boy Drew got his guy off the board. Trevor took his guy, Sean Tucker. Doesn't
Yeah.
have to worry about him going undrafted again. But you had Dwayne McBride. I'm sorry. You had what is this guy's name? It is Tyler Scott, rather. I'm
Ty
sorry.
Scott. Yeah.
Ty Scott.
Darnell Mooney 2.0.
Yes. Dwayne McBride, Tucker Kraft, Sean Tucker, Eric Gray off the board at this point. We were getting down to these last two picks. We are only doing this one draft tonight. We will come back in a day or two. We'll see what we got tomorrow. We'll see what we got on Thursday. Maybe we'll come back and do some of these. You guys seem to be enjoying these mock after darks that we decided to throw in here. We appreciate every single one of you that have jumped in, from Jorge, I don't even know what the guy's name, Huddy, Stacy, Joey, Will, Zach, Trevor, Fantasy Snake, Monty. We appreciate all you guys jumping in.
Yes.
Puka Nakua
Mm-hmm.
at the 4-11. That seems a very nice pick.
Yeah,
I
great
like
value
it.
there. Fits the
I like
offense. He does what they're going to want him to do. He's a yak monster, a guy that's going to accumulate yardage points. And on the LA Rams, who's really there outside of Cooper Kupp?
I mean, is him and Stetson Bennett going to become a thing?
Ooh, I mean, it would be cool to see. We've seen Stetson Bennett play at a high level. We've seen him throw 6 touchdowns, over 300 yards. He's I would say, I don't know if he's underrated, but he's maybe a proper rated guy with his feet, quarterback that uses his feet, is a decent runner. We've seen him use his feet at Georgia. So Puka Nacua, Stetson Bennett, LA Rams of the future.
Okay, so they're doing something else in 2024.
Yeah. I mean,
okay, that's what I wanted to hear.
If you talk to Drew, he's hoping that they're taking for Caleb Williams, Drake May. But
yeah, well, Drew's on drugs because the guy I'm taking right now, the team has actually done it the right way, and they are tanking for Caleb Williams, and that is Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
I'm going to take Trey Palmer right here, who I think can easily slide into a wide receiver 3 role on the team. And, you know, with what they've got going on, no quarterback, Kyle Trask, Baker Mayfield,
don't do Baker
whatever.
like that.
I mean, Baker Mayfield and Stetson Bennett are the same person. They're just on opposite sides of the country now.
This is true.
They are the exact same person, by the way. The only difference is
Baker got the capital.
Stetson Bennett can walk around with 2 natties in his hand, and Baker cannot. So anyway, that's beside the point.
I love the Strange pick, by the way. At the 4-2, I was looking for him in the player pool, and I couldn't find him. And I looked at the board, and I saw you had him, and I was just like, "This guy."
Brendan Strange. The reason I took him there is listen, with a tight end premium, we're looking at tight ends that can possibly do something, and not necessarily this year, especially in the rookie class. Not necessarily this year. We're looking 2-3 years out, right? And when you look at what Jacksonville did last year alone with Evan Ingram, they targeted the tight end. He was a tight end 1 for the year, right? But then he turns around and re-signs, but he only re-signed a 1-year deal. So, Brendan Strange, give me some opportunity. Give me a high end tight end 2 season in 2 years.
Yeah,
I'll put him on my taxi squad.
Yeah, sure. Great
appreciate him at 312.
Especially in the premium. You want to walk away. In the premium, you kind of want to walk away with, if you miss out on probably the top tight ends, you kind of want to walk away with a guy who's in the best situation. And between Shoemaker, who's got Ferguson, and who's the guy above him? It's Ferguson.
Oh my goodness.
I forget his driving me, but he's got the 2 guys ahead of him. Darnell Washington, he's got Freiermuth. What's his role gonna be in that offense? Is he going to be primarily a pass blocking tight end? Luke Musgrave, I like the situation in Green Bay, but show me a season where Green Bay's been able to produce. I know it's a new quarterback now, but show me a situation where Green Bay's been able to produce a high value tight end. So I like Strange there. Dougie P loves his tight ends. He's an athletic guy. I think he had 6 touchdowns last season. So Brenton Strange is a guy that I'm good taking end of 3rd, going into the 4th. And I'm kind of upset that you sniped me there.
I sniped you a couple times in the 2nd round and the 3rd round.
Yeah, you did. You and Jorge. Jorge got me a couple times today with especially with Hyatt.
It's a shame that I couldn't snipe you in the 4th round. That's the worst part for me. I was really
but Jorge sniped me with Hyatt, but he gave me Bijan, so
yeah.
We're good, Jorge.
The gifts that keep giving, I guess. Yeah. Craig. Thank you, Craig. Hendershot,
that's it.
That's the other Dallas tight end, which, here's the funny part to me is Dallas hasn't taken a tight end earlier than the 4th round until this year for like 7, 8, 10 years, something along those lines. It was absolutely insane. And I really thought that if they were going to grab one that early, they would have taken one in the 1st round.
Yeah.
And it would have been either, Kincaid, Mayer, Laporta.
Well, I think Buffalo traded up to jump them, didn't they?
Maybe Kincaid, that's right.
It was Jacksonville's pick.
It's been a long ass week.
Yeah, sure it has. Information overload.
Right. And so, but Mayer was still the two of the three were definitely still on the board, and they
Yeah,
passed
yeah,
both of them by.
yeah. Because
And then
Mayer
they
was a
waited.
second
I
rounder.
think it was a late second or early third when they went and got Schoonmaker, right? 58
58. So
overall.
yeah,
So it would have been 30.
mid
Yeah, it would
third.
have been a late second, early third.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Oh yeah,
yeah,
definitely a
so
late
it's
second.
going to be interesting to see what Dallas does with the tight end position there. They added Brandon Cook, so
Yep. Still got Gallup.
he,
Still got CD. The running back room, I guess it's Tony Pollard's. I picked Deuce Vaughn
hey,
there just
whoa,
because of
whoa,
the.
whoa! Do not forget about Ronald Jones.
Yeah, come on. I forgot about Ronald Jones 2 years ago. What are you
So
even
did the
talking
NFL.
about? But I picked up Deuce Vaughn in the fourth there with the ties to his dad. Maybe and I've been watching some Deuce Vaughn tape as of late. The guy is
Listen,
he's a guy that wants to block.
Deuce
He's a
Vaughn
willing
is
blocker.
5'8"
Yeah,
and
five.
willing to put you on your ass, whether he's got the ball or whether he's blocking.
Yeah, 5'6", he's actually
Five
listed
six,
as.
five
Five
six, and
six.
just gonna.
He's a
It is a beast.
yeah, he's a dog, man. The thing I love to see the most with a guy that size is his willingness to block. And
Mm-hmm.
when you put on the Deuce Vaughn tape, you see that willingness to block. I wasn't in on Clyde Edwards-Helaire when he was drafted to the Kansas City Chiefs and everyone was picking him before JT or J.K. Dobbins. I was just no, he's not gonna be that guy because one of his biggest flaws is his pass blocking. And if you're picking a guy at the top end of your first in your rookie drafts, or you're picking Clyde Edwards-Helaire that year in the top end of the first, you want a guy who's going to have the most opportunity to be on the field. And Deuce Vaughn could have that opportunity. Now, he is going to be playing against grown men in the NFL. So it's a little bit of a different situation when you got Aaron Donald coming down on you. I mean, there's guys bigger than Deuce Vaughn that can't block Aaron Donald. But
Can
fourth
you
round, I'm
imagine?
willing to take the shot.
Can you imagine when Aaron Donald or whoever else comes around, comes up the middle and 5'6" Deuce Vaughn puts him on his ass, and we're all the fantasy managers in the world are going to be like, "Oh my god, that just happened."
Let's go. That's a short waiting to happen right there.
Yeah, and so as soon as that happens, whether that's week 1, whether that's week 7, whatever week that's going to be,
Yeah.
we are all going to be like, no, I want that dude. And he didn't do anything except block somebody.
Yeah.
We are absolutely going to be nuts deep in going, I want that guy on my team.
Yeah. Yeah.
So bad.
He's got that dog, man. And
he's dude.
NFL clubs, they love that stuff, man. They love the wide receivers that can block. They love the running backs that can block. And that kind of stuff equals snaps. And snaps are gonna eventually equal fantasy points. And then fantasy points equal championships. And that's at the end of the season, that's where you want to be. So
absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Look, it's been fun. Let's get out of here. Chris, take us home, please.
That's it for us. Thank you for everyone who joined the draft and drafted with us. That board filled up pretty quick. You'll love to see it this time of year. Thank you to everyone who came in and watched the stream of the Mocking After Dark. Join us. We got content dropping on the Fantasy and Frames network every day, tons of content. We got our prospect profiles. We're diving into Dynasty stuff, the Fourth and Frame show, the best ball shows, Shoot the Gap, Dynasty 365. We got the Best Ball Mania draft show this Sunday with Stacy and Stephanie. It is Stephanie's birthday, so make sure at the very least you hop in there and you wish Stephanie a very happy birthday. She's a hard worker. We love having her on the Fantasy and Frames team. But I'm Chris Battistel, and you can find me at FFChrisB. Jay, let them know where they can find you.
You can find me at FantasyJ77 on Twitter. You can find me, all over the place. Just look up FantasyJ77. I'm about somewhere. I'm loving doing these mocks after dark, man. Thank you again for joining me and helping me do this. It's been so much fun. Again, do not hesitate to smash that subscribe button,
Smash it.
hit that bell, let you know whenever we are dropping new content, such as tonight when we do the best ball show. Turn around on a whim and go, you know what? Screw it. Let's do a mock after dark. Let's
give the people what they want.
Let's go. Let's give the people what they want. They want to mock. Let's mock with them.
Let's mock.
So yeah, you can find me on Twitter at FantasyJ77. I'm all about it. Let's have some fun.
Yes, sir. That's it for us. Toodles.